Hey, beautiful people. So, today I'm having like a little bit of a sweet tooth concern. I'm craving something sweet, basically. So, sometimes when I'm craving different sweet things, I just kind of experiment and see where the wind blows me. But one thing that I do make is I do make like a berry coconut based oatmeal. But this time I'm gonna spice it up a little bit. So before you say ill, just follow me on this. Follow me with this one. This time I'm also going to incorporate some Capriccio. I have some Capriccio. Capriccio is a little strong, and I kind of don't want to waste it, and I want to, take advantage of that fruit flavor and incorporate it in my oatmeal, which also is going to have a coconut milk base as well. Sometimes I use like canned coconut milk. I actually do prefer canned coconut milk, but this is what I have today. So to start, you're going to need some honey. If you don't have any honey, definitely some sugar of some sort, whatever sweetener you prefer. I like cinnamon. As I said, the coconut milk, the Capriccio. We got a half a cup of oats. We got some butter. Butter. Typically I use coconut oil, but I don't have any of that with me, so we're improvising, and butter is always amazing and everything. And I also have the fruit. So I'm also going to add fruit as well. This is actually a mango berry mix. So it has mango, strawberries, and wild blueberries. So basically what we're going to do is, so the ratio is basically half a cup of oats to 1 cup of water. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take the oats, put it in here in the actual bowl that I'm going to use to serve up the dish. I'm going to put that off to the side because I want to get my measurements together in regards to our broth for the oatmeal. So, and also you want to make sure you have a whisk and a pot. I'm in an Airbnb, so we got the non-stick pot. Typically I use like a stainless steel pot, but I'm working with what I got because that's what we do. We work with what we got. So anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake up my coconut milk. Shake up that coconut milk. Actually, you know what? No. Let's do it a little different today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my berries. I'm not measuring. I'm just pouring however many I feel like in the pot. So just a little shake. However many you feel like having in there. Nothing too crazy because these are frozen. So these are going to kind of like shrivel up a little bit anyway. So I got my berries in here. And then what I'm going to do is add some honey. So these are the berries. I'm adding the honey. I don't really measure too much, so you gauge it according to what works for you. Now what I'm also gonna do is add some cinnamon. Give it a couple of shakes. I like a lot of cinnamon. And what I'm gonna do is put a little bit of butter in there. So I'm gonna start off with this much butter. So that much butter. So just also too, while I'm over here and while my camera's set up over here, so I'm gonna put this on the stove top and let that cook and do its thing, and let the berries defrost and kind of glaze up a little bit. So then also what I'm gonna do is, before I put that on the stove top, just so it's already measured out, like I said, it's a half a cup of oats to 1 cup of your liquid base. So I'm just gonna do half a cup of oatmeal. No, excuse me, half a cup of coconut milk, excuse me. Actually, I might do 3/4. Yeah, I'm gonna do 3/4. So that's 3/4 of the coconut milk. And then now for the Capriccio. Got some Capriccio in the building. Hear that sizzle? So, and then I'm just gonna add a 1/4 cup because we're working with a cup. So we're already 3/4 out of a full cup of our liquid is inside of here. Okay, so there we go. I feel like this is gonna taste bomb as fuck, to be honest with you. But anyway. Okay, so as you've seen in my previous videos, I cannot flip the camera around, but I'm over here by the stove, so I'm gonna have to kind of with my hand show you what's going on. Flip the camera that way. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Like I said, that's my berry mixture, frozen berries, cinnamon, butter, and honey. And like I also said, you can use whatever sweetener you choose to use. I'm working with what I have. So I'm just gonna wait for this to kind of like, you know, break down. Also, one thing, see, like in Jersey, I have a gas stove. So me working with a electric stove is a little different. Actually, you know what? I can't even say that. I had an electric stove at my prior address. So, you know, but I grew up with a gas stove and I typically prefer a gas stove. It's just easier to cook with. I feel like electric stoves are a little bit tricky, but you know, in Florida, they typically do have electric stoves, whatever that's about. And also too, what people don't realize is that with a good gas stove, so like, let's say there's like a, you know, some type of like natural disaster, like how it was when we had, what was it, Hurricane Ida, when everything was shut down and when basically like Jersey looked like a third world country. If you have a gas stove, it's the best thing to have, because if you have canned goods, you can still heat your canned goods up. Let's say the water, you know, like you need to boil the water for contamination reasons. You can always like with the gas stove, you know, fill a pot up with some water and boil it. So a gas stove is a really good go-to. And you know what? I know that we like to be advanced with certain things, but let me tell you another good source. A landline phone. A landline phone. And I'm sure that maybe some of you that might be watching, that might tune and have maybe never even seen one of those or really know what that is. But that's the original phone before the cell phone. A landline is a gold mine, because also too, when disaster strikes, you can make a phone call on a landline if you have no service via your cell phone. So sometimes some of this old school stuff works. And also too, this is another random fun fact. So when I was traveling down, I traveled down on the auto train. With me traveling down on the auto train, you know, there are certain dead spots that you hit as you're coming down because, you know, you're traveling and, you know, not every place has reception. So I brought DVDs with me to, you know, still be able to watch movies and not worry about having a whole bunch of stuff downloaded to whole bunch of movies downloaded to my phone. And not only that, but to, you know, not have my movie time interrupted. So some of the stuff might seem ancient, old, and whack to some people. So let me tell you, some of that stuff really still holds a lot of benefit. So don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it. But anyway, I'm going to start stirring this pot. Let me see if I got a good angle for you to see. I'm just stirring this up, getting my little compote together. And like I said, this is a Capriccio berry infused oatmeal that I am making. And this sauce is looking good. It's looking good. It's got some butter in it, some honey, some cinnamon. Like I said, I'm working with what I have. So I don't have my vanilla extract, but we're gonna make it work. It's still gonna be amazing. I wish I had some vanilla extract. That would have set it off. And you know what too? If you want a little spice, add a little bit, add some ginger powder. Or, you know, you could add some fresh ginger too and just kind of cook it in the base. That's some good stuff. Ooh. Adds a little kick, a little spice. Sometimes I like a little spice in my food. So what you want to do is you do want to taste your base to see if it's sweet enough or if it has maybe enough cinnamon for you. So let me just get in this camera. I'm trying to get my shirt messed up because this is why I don't wear white, because I always get my shit dirty. Excuse me. That's delicious. That's good. That's very good. That butter, baby, delicious. And then also to be mindful that if you decide to use this recipe, the Capriccio has sugar in it too, so you don't want to be you don't want to use too much honey or whatever your sweetener is. Banging. All right. So, you know, with oatmeal, you want to put your milk, and in this case, my milk and Capriccio. I'm even going to taste this too, just to kind of see what this is tasting like. Okay, that's good. This coconut milk Capriccio mix is actually very good. It's giving me it's giving me like a coconut rum cake kind of vibe. All right, I'm here for it. So anyway, I'm gonna add, let me flip the camera. So you see that's bubbling and doing its magic. So I'm just gonna add this to my pot. All right, add that to the pot. Okay. And then what you just want to do is you just want to stir that together. Let that marry into each other. That's going to be good. You know what? Don't try to steal my recipe either. I'm just sharing this with you. But let me tell you something. This right here, this is good. So like, you know, with oatmeal, you want your base to come to a boil, to heat up. That's going to heat up in no time because it's only a small amount. And not only is it just a small amount, but it's a non-stick pan, and those tend to heat up really quick. So, and also too, the berry compote was already pretty hot, so that's not going to take too long. So this is actually already boiling right now. So I'm taking my half a cup of berries, like I said, half a cup of half a cup of oatmeal to the cup of the broth. And I'm just gonna add this in like so. This is smelling so good. Like, no, like I swear I'm not trying to gas you. This is smelling like really good. Like, honestly. So you just take a spoon, like, you know, also just be mindful if you're using a non-stick pan, please use the proper tool so that you don't scratch up your pot. If you're not using a stainless steel pot, please be mindful of what you use to stir your ingredients. But anyway, so I'm stirring this up right now. Stirring it up. Okay, this is a won't do it. Honestly, look. And actually I could turn this down. It doesn't really need to be that high. I have it on high. It really doesn't matter what temperature, as long as you monitor it, and not only monitor it, but just stir it, because you don't want, you know, you want everything to be evenly distributed. But this is let me tell you something. Sometimes the downloads from God are like really amazing, because I literally just finished my work day. Like I said, I wanted a snack, and you know, I wanted something sweet, nothing too heavy and crazy, and I literally was like, hey, just make some oatmeal, make some berry oatmeal. But I was like, I got some Capriccio in the fridge. So I said, we're gonna add this to this oatmeal, to this base. I know this is going to be good. I'm excited. And like I said, if you taste it and if you feel like you need it to be sweeter, but like I said, be mindful the Capriccio has sugar in it, then feel free to add more sweetener. If you need more spice, add more cinnamon, add some ginger, spice it up, really spice it up. And also too, I like to add a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit of salt, because when you're making sweet things, that ratio of salt to sugar is really, really nice. So it helps to kind of play off of each other a little bit. So nothing too crazy, just a little bit. You kind of can't see it because, like I said, oh, okay, maybe you can see it. So just a little, just adding a little Himalayan pink salt. Nothing too crazy. And we're going to give it a nice stir. Oh, it's thickening up, just like me. Nice and thick. Oh, y'all just don't even know, baby. Y'all do not know this is gonna be good. And for the naysayers and the people who are doubting how good this is going to be, when I'm back in the area, I'll make you some. I'm gonna charge you though. You gotta hit the Cash App, $Shecasso, SHECASSO. But yeah, this right here is busting. I can tell it's gonna be busting. All right, so you just want it to be nice and thick. I don't know if you can see. You want it to be like that at minimum. If you want it thicker, let it cook down a little bit more and let it thicken up a little bit more. If you want it looser, you know, just like with anything else when you're cooking, then you just add, you just add a little bit of, if water, depending on what you're making, or a little bit more coconut milk, since that was a part of the base, or you've got a little more Capriccio if you feeling like being that damn adventurous. Whatever you feel like doing. But this right here is already, this is done. This right here is done. So I'm just going to take my spoon and just try a little bit. And I'm going to turn this flame off as well. Turn this flame off my electric stove. But like I said, we work with what we got. So this is good. This is good. This is good. That sangria gives it really gives it that sangria flavor. So don't try to recreate this at your house and tell people that you came up with this recipe. You better give credit where it's due, okay? Whitney, aka Shecasso by Whitney LLC, came up with the sangria oatmeal with the coconut base. Love this. Love this, love this, love this. All right. It's nice and thick. Looks good. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to put it in the bowl. I don't have like a garnish to make it like super, super pretty. But sometimes like food that's not super, super pretty is just absolutely amazing. It doesn't always have to be beautiful for it to be amazing. And that's actually, that could be applied to life. It does not always have to be beautiful for it to be amazing. That's the truth. That's the whole word right there. Shit. And then, of course, if you cook, or whether you cook or not, of course you want to run some water in your pot so that it can start soaking. And I'm going to bring this bowl back over here. Hey. So, here we go. Like I said, this is the Capriccio berry coconut infused oatmeal. And of course, you want to get the Sangria Capriccio. Well, you can get whatever you want to get, but this is what I like. This is what I like for this dish. And let me just pop this down so you can see it. There we go. And that's what it is. It looks good. It tastes good too. Very good, actually. And this is going to be my sweet fix for the moment. So, I mean, not for nothing. If we want to talk about like calorie content and, you know, overindulgence. I got, like, let's say I'm just craving like a sangria flavor. I have that with literally a little bit of sangria and not like a whole portion of sangria. So that's all I wanted to share with y'all. I'm about to go eat my oatmeal and enjoy, and just wanted to share with you guys. I'm feeling like I'm in the sharing mood, and I'm feeling like I'm just in the wanting to record mood. Anyway, have a great day. Enjoy. Peace. Like I said, don't be trying to act like the recipe is yours. It's mine. I'm just sharing it with you. So if you make it for somebody else, act like you know and give me some credit. Sagittarius things. Peace.